Second day of April here in 2022, and we came down to Jasper National Park to check out a place called Cinquefoil Mountain. The trailhead for this hike is very inconspicuous. It's kind of like just on the side of the road, and there's like a little tiny parking lot. And the only thing that's here today is swindle, obviously, and a garbage can. So that's the only signs you have for this trailhead. When you come into Jasper National Park, you're gonna come across the first ridge of mountains, the first row, which is actually leads to the Miette Hot Springs. And then you have the Macaw Ridge, and it's like a big opening. It kind of separates one mountain range to the next. And I can point you guys right up here to show a video of me hiking the Macaw Ridge. So when you get to the second ridge after the openings of the sand dunes, you're gonna come across this little opening here, and there's a trailhead right there, and this leads right up to the beginning of the second ridge of the mountains. If you follow this mountains all the way in, you'll lead up to Medicine Lake and Moline Lake. So we're gonna go off on a hike to check out the Cinquefoil Ridge and hopefully get to the top of Cinquefoil Mountain. Peace out. There's this unnamed lake at the back here, but there's obviously evidence all over of a beaver chopping down all here and made a little dam. But you can also tell here there's evidence of a man-made bridge that somehow, I don't know if it just got destroyed by the beaver or if it's just Mother Nature kind of like wrecked it. I guess you can cross over on that little opening that the beaver just made for us. Beaver evidence all over the place here. At around the 1 kilometer mark, you just come up this slight hill and then you end up landing in this nice little open spot. This is the last of the forest. The tree line kind of ends here. There might be a few more trees, but we are going straight up this trail right up here. Sometimes you have to do detours around the trail. We're trying to get up, down in the trail over there. I don't know if you guys can notice that, but the trail runs right across here, right through this herd of sheep. We're gonna cut over top here. Now, there's some over there, and then there's kind of a ridge there, and we just need to get down to the bottom, so. One good approach you can use with these animals is if they're head down eating, you're usually okay. If their heads are up and they're staring at you, that means that they're a split second away from deciding if they're going to run. But we're also in Jasper National Park, so these guys probably seen quite a few humans hiking around. See you later, sheeps. So around the 2 kilometer mark, you get on top of the second ridge. So the first one, kind of where there was a bunch of sheep hanging out, and it's kind of flat there, and you go up this other steep bit and behind us here, and then you kind of hit a flat spot, and you got a second little plateau here, which is a gorgeous view. And then for the first time too of the hike, you kind of get a better view in behind me of this kind of valley. Follow this valley all the way in here, it'll lead all the way down to Jacques Lake, and that's kind of where there's like a T intersection in the mountain valley. And Jacques Lake, you probably wouldn't do it from here because it's way too far away and there's no trail. There might be a trail by the river. I don't know, I've seen it on all trails. I don't think there's a trail, but there was a marking.
I saw there's markings
yeah.
on all trails.
You wouldn't, that's a long ways to do bushwhacking, but either way. Once you reach here, you're gonna lose a little bit of elevation gain, a tiny bit here, mainly because you can see behind me, you kind of have to go back down a little bit to go back up. And now we're meeting a little bit more snow on these side faces of these ridges, so we'll see if we might need micro spikes to get up there. But so far so good. On April 2nd, we got almost halfway there. So we'll keep on trucking. Peace out. Well, this is the fine example of how the weather can be very unpredictable in the mountains. If you've seen behind me here, it's nice and sunny in front of me, and then behind me, it feels like World War III is developing in the mountains here. I think we're calling it quits for today. We got totally overcast, as you can see behind us, and it's snowing. And if we get to the top, we won't have much of a view. But then we also got to one of the second openings here on like the equivalent of the third ridge. And then we can see the false peak kind of in behind us there. And there's still as much snow here over there as there is here. So we kind of decided to call it quits also because we can get through here by detouring close to the ridge and avoiding the trail, but it's a little bit more difficult because sometimes you're sinking down an inch, sometimes you're sinking down like 4 or 5 inches, so every step you're kind of being really slow. Keep that in mind if you're traveling in deep snow. I've done this 3 times this season, and the average was about 1.7 kilometers an hour, which is the speed that we were getting to going up these ridges, mainly because walking in the snow, sometimes it feels like you're walking on the beach, so you're super slow. But it was worth the hike for sure. We've been on the mountain here for about 3.5 hours, so we're gonna head back down. And this is a very overcast, snowy day on top of Cinquefoil Mountain. I'm Eric Tremblay, and these are my adventures. Peace out.